Hey there, Trey with Cadabra. Newspaper paywalls are on my mind this morning for kind of a very yucky reason. This video feels a little yucky and opportunistic, but just last night, or early this morning, actually, 2 o'clock this morning, there was a shooting down on 6th Street here in Austin. A pretty mass shooting, tragic news. The nation's attention turned on Austin for a brief moment and trying to get details around this story and updates throughout today. I myself went to the Austin American-Statesman. That's our local paper. The Statesman is our main paper here in Austin. I just want to talk through the experience. You go to the Statesman. I'm doing this through the Brave browser, through a private window. You're trying to get some background on this story, but first thing that pops up is, of course, their attempt to get me to pay for their paywall. Only 25 cents. We'll see if that's true. I'm not interested in that right now. I click in and I see the story. If I were to click in and want to get some news on the story, I can't. This is only available if you subscribe. And so this is an example of a local paper that's getting national attention at this moment. People from around the nation are going to want a news from the source. There's a college, there's parents out there with kids here, and they're going to want to know what's going on in the community. So a lot of people are coming to the Statesman today and running into this paywall. And this is a prime opportunity to talk about it, even if it's opportunistic and cloudy and yucky. But you can't get there. This is not the Statesman's fault, by the way. They're a victim of this current paywall and subscription mentality that everybody's stuck in. And so the Statesman today is doing great, writing stories. They're writing updates. They got reporters on the scene. They're calling the police department and city hall, and they're doing a lot of work right now trying to get the news out as journalists want to. And they're missing the opportunity here to get it paid for, to recover the cost that they will incur trying to cover this story. And they've got a willing audience, willing to pay, and nothing's going right in this story. So I just want to bring up this paywall as an example of a real-time example of when things go wrong with paywalls. So if I were to act now, say I wanted to subscribe, we all know what happens next. It's going to bounce up. Yeah, here comes the window. Email address, another password, payments, got to pull my credit card out. I have to agree. If I want to cancel, I can cancel anytime by calling. Actually, they're giving, in fairness, apparently there's a way to cancel on the account, but 25 cents for the entire 3 months, and then it renews at $5 a week. So to me, that's a dishonest business model. They're counting on me forgetting to cancel that in time to get hit with that $5 and probably that $10 the next month before I realize it's hitting my credit card. This is standard. This is the standard paywall problem. This is what we're trying to correct with Cadabra and Ticket, our solution. I'm going to go back to the home page and I'm going to turn off the trackers. If you'll notice up here, there are 19 trackers that Brave has blocked from installing. Not only is the Statesman trying to get me to pay, they're also placing all these trackers on my machine and trying to collect data on me. These trackers are ready to be installed. Brave is blocking them currently, but they're ready to be installed and start tracking me. I'm going to turn off the ad blockers and let the trackers come through. We'll see what happens next. So now those 19 trackers are being installed. Here's an ad coming out. This looks like a Harley Davidson ad. This is a brand safety issue. I know that Harley Davidson is not going to want their brand next to this headline. This is one of the cautionary tales of embedding advertising and media together. This headline, Harley Davidson is not going to be pleased that their brand and the loyalty they've built and the work they put into their brand is now sitting next to what is a horrible headline. Psychologically, when we visit this, we're associating bad feelings now with their brand. And advertisers, especially brand sensitive advertisers, go to great lengths to avoid this. So this is a good example of why ads should not be embedded into media. I'm going to scroll down, look for some other ads, maybe show them. Here's T-Mobile. I know T-Mobile wouldn't. In fact, when I visited this site earlier, T-Mobile was up top, right next to that dreadful headline. That wouldn't please T-Mobile either. So everything's broken here. Let me click into an article. Let me click into the latest update on that article, and you see the ads are loading. It's a very slow page load because of all these things happening in the background. The trackers talking to each other, figuring out who is this, what should we show them? Oh, French's mustard in the background. I can't even get in until I subscribe. I can't read this story without subscribing. So not only are they pushing ads at me, collecting data on me, they also want me to pay for the privilege. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go find the news somewhere else. I'm going to bounce off this paywall. They lost revenue here. I'd have been more than happy to send the Statesman a payment to read that article if it was two-tap simple, if I were presented with a good alternative. In this case, probably I would have loved to have bought a 24-hour pass because I know news is going to be breaking throughout the day. Imagine being able to do a really simple two-tap, 50 cents maybe up to $1 for a 24-hour pass to the Statesman today. They'd have sold a lot of tickets to their site today. The world would have seen them doing a good job covering it. And although no one, especially from outside of Austin, wants to subscribe to the Statesman, that doesn't make any sense for them, but they would have paid for that. And so, missed opportunity for the Statesman. Our ticket solution solves this. 2-tap access, 24-hour pass. Everybody would have been happy. We've got a better solution for this. I just wanted to log in today and capture this. Even though it's yucky news, it is the perfect example of how paywalls mess things up. And so we just need to have a better solution than paywalls. That's all I got. We'll continue later. Thanks. Bye.